Hello students, today's lesson is about multiplication by a two-digit number. We are going to learn this lesson through an example. We will set up and calculate the operation 748 times 23, and we will explain all the steps that we need to follow in order to solve this multiplication operation. First, we copy the number 748. Then we write 23 below this number from right to left by placing 3 below the 8 and the 2 below the 4. Ones below ones and tens below tens. We write the symbol times, then we underline. Steps to follow. Step 1, I multiply first the number 748 by the ones digit 3 from right to left by multiplying 3 by 8, then 3 by 4, then 3 by 7. Let's start. 3 times 8, 24. I write 4 and I carry 2. Then I multiply 3 by 4 is equal to 12. Then I add the carry. 12 plus 2 is 14. So don't forget to add the carry before we continue. So 12 plus 2 is 14. I write 4 and I carry 1. 3 times 7 is 21. And again, don't forget to add the carry. 21 plus 1 is 22. I write 2 below the 7. And since there's no more digits to multiply by, I copy the 2 next to the 2. Then I put the comma. So this is the product or the answer of 748 times 3. Now I cross the carry because I don't need it in my next step. Step 2, I multiply 748 by the tens digit 2 from right to left. But here I need to notice that 23 is in fact 20 plus 3. I already multiplied by 3. Now when I multiply by the tens digit 2, I am actually multiplying by 20. So in fact, I am multiplying now 748 by 20. Let's remember how we multiply a number by 20. For example, 34 times 20. I multiply 34 by 2. I write the answer as 68. Then I add the 0 of the 20 to the right. Then I add a 0 to the right. Now I will do the same here. I will place a 0 to the right below the ones digit before I start multiplying by 2. So first I place a 0 on the right before I start multiplying by 2. So I place the 0 below the ones digit. So be careful when you line up the digits. And in order not to forget the 0, I will imagine it as a sun and I will draw rays around it. So you can draw rays in order not to forget to place the 0. Now I start multiplying 748 by 2 from right to left. I start by multiplying 2 by 8 is 16. So here I write the 6 here. If you notice, it's not below the 8 because the ones placed below the 8 is already occupied by the 0. So I need to move one place. Now I need to carry 1. After the 8, I need to multiply 2 by 4. So I carry 1 above the 4. Now I multiply 2 by 4 is equal to 8 plus 1. So don't forget to add the carry. 8 plus 1 is 9. So I write 9 below the 2. We still have 2 times 7 is 14. I write 4, I carry 1, but we don't have any more digits. So I write the 1 by itself next to the 4. In the end, I place the comma to separate the thousands unit from the ones unit. So here be careful to line up the digits below each other correctly. And if I have a digit by itself, I need to write it by itself. Now last step, in the end, I add both products. The product of this number by 3 and the product of 748 by 2. These two numbers, I need to add them in the end and to obtain the final answer. So I write plus, I underline, and I add them from right to left. 4 plus 0 equals 4. 4 plus 6 equals 10. I write 0. I carry 1 above the 2. 1 plus 9, 10 plus 2, 12. I write 2 and I carry 1 above the 2. I copy the comma below the comma. Then 4 plus 2 plus 1 equals 7. And 1 plus nothing here, it's 0, it's 1. And the answer is 17,204. So 748 times 23 equals 17,204, and my work is done. Now let's solve another example. Set up and calculate 908 times 76. First, we copy the first number and we write 76 below 908 from right to left. We write times, we underline, and we start. So first step, we multiply 908 by the ones digit 6. Let's start. 6 times 8 equals 48, 8, and I carry 4 above the 0. 6 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. Then 6 times 9, 54. I write the 4, and I carry 5. There's nothing here, so I write the 5 next to the 4. In the end, I put the comma. So now, before we continue with the next step, I need to cross the carry because we don't need it in the next step. Step 2, I multiply 908 by the tens digit 7 from right to left. So we notice that 76 equals 70 plus 6. In fact, here we are multiplying 908 by 70. So I place a 0 on the right, the 0 of the 70, before I start multiplying by 7. So I place the 0, I draw the rays, I imagine it like a sun in order not to forget the 0. Then I start my multiplication by 7. 7 times 8 is 56. I write 6 and I carry 5 above the 0. After the 8 you have the 0. Now 7 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 equals 5. Now 7 times 9, 63. I write 3, I carry 6. Here we don't have any more digits, so I write the 6 next to the 3. And in the end, I place the comma. Step 3, in the end, I add both products. I put plus, I underline, then I start my addition. 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 6 is 10. I write 0 and I carry 1. 5 plus 4, 9 plus 1 is 10. 0, I carry 1. I copy the comma below the comma. Then I continue. 3 plus 5 plus 1 equals 9. And 6 plus 0, it's 6. And the final answer is 69,008. Now let's solve this final example. Set up and calculate 3,918 times 54. Here we have a 4-digit number times a 2-digit number. So first step, I copy the first number and I line up 54 correctly below the first number. I write times, then I underline and I start. Same steps. First I multiply 3,918 by the ones digit 4 from right to left. Let's start. 4 times 8 equals 32, 2, and I carry 3. 4 times 1, 4, plus 3 equals 7. 4 times 9, 36. I write 6 and I carry 3. 4 times 3, 12, plus 3, 15. I write 5, I carry 1, but here there's nothing, so I write the 1 next to the 5. In the end, I place the comma. Now I cross the carry, both carries, because I don't need them in step 2. Now step 2, I multiply 3,918 by the tens digit 5 from right to left. I notice that 54 equals 50 plus 4. So in fact, I am multiplying 3,918 by 50. I'm not just multiplying by 5. So first I place a 0 on the right before I start multiplying by 5. So same steps. I write the 0 and I imagine it as a sun. I put the raise, then I start my multiplication. 5 times 8, 40. I write 0 and I carry 4 above the 1. So here now be careful not to skip digits by mistake. For example, here after multiplying 5 times 8, don't multiply 5 by 9 and skip the 1 by mistake. So be careful. Now 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4, so we should never forget to add the carry. 5 plus 4 is 9. I write 9 below the 6. Now after multiplying by 1, I need to multiply by 9. So don't forget the 9 and multiply by 3 by mistake. So 5 times 9 is 45. I write 5 and I carry 4. Now in the end, 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 4 is 19. So I write the 9 and here we don't have any more digits. I write the 1 next to the 9 by itself, and in the end I put the comma. In the end now, last step, I need to add both products. So I put the sign plus, I underline, then I start my addition. 2 plus 0 equals 2, 7 plus 0 equals 7, so don't write 0 by mistake. 6 plus 9 is 15. I write 5 and I carry 1. Now I copy the comma below the comma. Now 5 plus 5, 10 plus 1, 11, 1, I carry 1. 1 plus 9 equals 10, plus 1, 11. I write 1 and I carry 1. In the end, 1 plus 1 equals 2. And my final answer is 211,572. This is the end of our video. I would like you to solve all the examples in this video by yourself and then check if you obtained the same answer. Thank you all for watching.